worries.
I just want to say a really big thank you and good morning to Miranda and Hayley for joining me this morning. Hi, from Australia.
Hi.
Hi.
Have either of you
Ohio.
been down under before?
No, but I do have friends that are from Australia.
Okay,
So.
whereabouts?
Melbourne.
I'm closer to Sydney.
Oh, gotcha. I worked at Disney, so that's how I met them. But I would love to visit sometime.
Yeah, same. I would love to.
Well, I hope you do, because there's a lot of film productions, and we have a strong horror film community down here. So, especially after this movie, Free to a Bad Home, how did you both get involved in it? Was it a process of elimination? Did you have to audition? Or I see you've both been in a couple of movies previously. Is it in your contract to act together?
You know, we should add that, huh? No, we don't. Actually, this is our second time working with Kameron and Scott and the Hale brothers. Yep. So they invited us back for their second feature.
Yes.
You must have done something right then.
I think we just all really mesh well together. They're very easy to get along with. And sure. You know, you just like to help out your friends too, right? And we're all passionate about similar things, so it just makes it easy.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I think Entropy was like our first film, like for everybody across the board. So I think we all did a lot of growing there. So I think we felt comfortable and we knew each other's strengths. And I think it was probably like, well, this worked pretty well the first time. It was a little shambly here and there, but let's do it again. And it was great. It was a blast.
Is it easy to work on an indie film? Like, I can imagine that on set sometimes it can be difficult, but everyone seems enthusiastic in this movie. Was it the same behind the camera?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we're a pretty enthusiastic bunch. I think anybody that's like in the creative field, you have to have quite a bit of enthusiasm to kind of get you through some of the, you know, the lulls and like the rigmarole of just things going on and behind the scenes. But you know, we do mesh well.
Not to mention our schedule was a lot better. Remember Entropy? It was all night shoots.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah. So I think that was a crazy part about that one. But this Free to a Bad Home, the first part was actually filmed at my family farm. So that was really cool.
Oh, that's a bonus. You only had to step out the door.
Yeah.
And awesome. I guess the craft service at your family home was even better.
Yeah, shout out to my mom.
Yes. Oh, darn, the best.
What's it like having two directors though? Is it easy? Do they work together or does it get confusing?
I think that mostly Scott and Cam, they work really well together because they're brothers. They grew up together. I think Scott does more of the writing and Cam does more of like the on-site directing.
Yeah, sure.
They do a pretty good job of, you know, bouncing ideas off of each other, but I think that's how they mainly split it. Scott does most of the writing, Cam does most of like the directing on site.
Okay. It's a fairly gross movie right from the beginning, and I know it's a horror elements in this get quite extreme. Out of you both, is there anything that you won't do when it comes to extreme grossness or scary movies, or are you up for basically anything within reason?
What do you think, Hayley?
We're probably up for anything within reason. I feel like anytime they're like, do you want to do this? Are you comfortable with that? We're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, okay.
I think that's why they like working with us. We're both very just gung-ho and want to do the best that we can with the materials that we have. So we're willing to go above and beyond because we know we're an indie short film, smaller budget. You just have to be willing to put in a little bit more, I think, for that.
Yeah. Yes. I think having been on other sets, Cam and Scott, they're like so attractive in that way of how like detailed they are with everything and how like much they love it. And since we are sort of a skeleton crew, you don't really have to worry about some of the drama that'll come on with like other sets with people that are like, it's like their first time doing film and they're like a little too like overzealous and you're like, okay, let's like just bring it in, like let's focus, we're on a mission, like this is super fun. But you know, at the end of the day, sometimes like they're really long days, so you just have to like be able to flip a switch and be like, I'm having a great time in acting, but I'm also like, okay, we're on a mission, there's a time crunch, we have to get the shot in before the sun, you know, sets. So we had a really good crew for that.
Do you think you both work better under pressure? Because I'm assuming indie films, especially with short shoots, you can be getting, you know, a lot of problems will come up along the way, but does that help your performance, being under pressure maybe?
I think so, a little bit. I remember for Miranda, she had to do the scene. It was for the first part for Free to a Bad Home, and she had to climb up like my cousin's silo, like, you know, on a farm or whatever. And Ben, who's the guy like that was on our crew, and he was like super strict about time. He's like, we have to get this before the sun sets. And she was like, I got it, like let me go. And it was seriously like a one take wonder. Like we got it done. She had like 15 minutes. It was crazy, but I mean, she killed it. I think we're a good team.
Thank you. You know, I feel like it's outside looking in. I think each of us would say that the other person works great under pressure, but like when you look internally, you have those doubts about yourself.
Sure.
So, you know, thank you for saying that. I see that in you too, that you just work so great under pressure.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I'm so honored. The love is coming out in this interview. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We have so much love for each other. I miss you. I used to live in Ohio. I just moved away a little less than a year ago. So it's been hard not being around my core group of people.
Yes, we called each other before this interview because we were afraid that if we didn't, we would just be talking to each other and be like, yeah, okay, enough with your questions. Like we're having a moment.
Yes, good.
That's all right. I can just sit back, go get another coffee and come back, you know, wake up a bit more.
There you go. Right.
When it comes to performing and acting, how did you both get into it? Was it something that you were destined to do? Were you performing at home at a young age and wanted to be an actor, or did you fall into the career?
Well,
you first.
Miranda, do you want to go first? Oh,
you go.
Okay. Well, I think I've always been a ham ever since I was a young girl.
Sure.
Like my mom has a recording of me on dancing on our pool table and like in this crazy two-piece, and I'm singing like made up songs. It's like Ariel, Aladdin, baby, like trying to be like so cool. I didn't know any songs, but I just like sang like Disney titles, I guess. And so I've always been a ham. My mom always tried to put me in anything and everything. I did musicals and, you know, plays in high school growing up. So film was pretty new to me in 2020. That was a pretty crazy year. And I never really thought about doing film, but I met Miranda at an acting class, and then, you know, we met more people, and then we met Cam, and then it just sort of like fell into place, and it was great. So yeah.
It was meant to be.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. Like when we sit back and think about all the things that had to line up for, you know, these past two movies to like come together, it's that's just how life is in general. But for me, I don't come from a very creative family. I feel like a lot of people, when you're in a creative industry, you have a familial history of it. So it was kind of something that I was always like excited about, but I thought, oh, that's for other people. I just get to enjoy it. And then I'm just a storyteller. I love telling stories and reading stories, and my favorite form of storytelling is acting. And I found that a little bit later, but now I just can't stop. So,
well, it's a hard industry to be in, but you do enough of these small budget and lower independent, even horror movies, dramas, comedies, whatever. You work your way up. That's how. And I think you've started with, you know, the right way, both of you. And you get along, which is also interesting in this industry because not everyone gets along.
Yeah, we've been very blessed. We've been very, very blessed. There's,
Yes. I think we're both equally proud of each other in whatever field and like whatever path we pursue. We're just proud of each other and want the best. And I would love to work with her again on another film. I'm sure she feels the same way. But yeah,
It'll
I
happen.
think we just want the best.
Yes.
Did either of you take notes or diaries while you were making this movie? Are you ever interested in writing about your career as you go?
That's a good thing to do. I haven't. I mean,
that's a good thought.
Yeah.
I remember I definitely. Oh, sorry. You go.
No, I'm sorry. It's just like that's a great idea. We should have been doing that.
Well, think about it, because both of you might go in different directions and come back again, and then you can reconnect with what you've written and put it together in a book down the track.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. So cool.
Couple more before we wrap up. I will finish on Free to a Bad Home and your thoughts on why people should watch it. However, here's 3 questions, and you can just answer individually. The first movie you remember seeing as a child?
The first movie I think I remember seeing was Matilda.
Good film.
It was, a good one.
Ariel.
As in Little Mermaid?
Yes, sorry. The Little Mermaid.
An actor that you both want to work with, a perfect scene partner, can be any actor that you admire. And now I know there'd be a lot, but pick one.
You first.
Viola Davis.
Amazing.
She is so, you just feel her raw emotions and you believe every second that she performs. It's just like, oh man, I would love to be in the room with her, be a fly on the wall. I mean, let alone in a scene, that would be, oh my gosh. Yes. I aspire to bring the level of emotion and realness she brings.
Yes. She's amazing.
Good choice.
So cool. I really like Sarah Paulson. I feel like I love how emotional she is. She's a very dramatic actor, and I really admire her, everything that I see her in. She's in a lot of horror things too, so I enjoy her.
She started off in horror. American Gothic, a television show.
Oh really? Yeah.
Go back and check that out, from the late 90s, mid-late 90s. They're really good. American Gothic. Nice. It only had one series, one season, but it was terrific.
I'll have to check it out, because he's great.
And your favorite movie snack? When you're off to the movies, what is the thing you can't go without?
Oh, one. Mine sounds like, it's going to sound like such an old lady thing, but my mom does it, and then I do it now. Raisinets and popcorn.
Oh, so good.
It's sweet and salty. Just so good.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Well, I'm recently vegan. I know, so dramatic. But I used to really like popcorn, but now it upsets my stomach because of the butter. So I have to find a new one. So if anybody has any vegan movie snack recommendations, send them my way.
I don't know what raisin nuts are. Sorry, I don't think we have them in Australia. What are they?
Yeah. So they're raisins that are dipped in chocolate, which I know sound a little weird, but they're very good with popcorn, the mix, sweet and salty. It's good. You got to try it. Trust me.
Well, we have things down under that you probably don't have here, like Vegemite popcorn and things like that.
I've had Vegemite. That's gnarly. That's
just a bit. With so many different movies to choose from on streaming services, in your own words, why should people choose to watch Free to a Bad Home, which I personally recommend? So you guys were in it. Why should people choose to watch it?
I think people should choose to watch more independent film in general. And we're a great crew to start with. We're really passionate. And if you want, people complain about the same things being on television and nothing new. It's because we're not giving independent artists really a shot. So if you want something new, you got to branch out. So that's why you should watch it.
Exactly. 100%. I also think that this is a good film that, you're not going to know where the end takes you.
Yeah.
I think even watching it for the first time, like the whole thing through, I was like, where is this going to go? Like, what's going to happen next? I feel like this is a really good movie for that. There's some suspense, and you think it might be going one way and it goes another. So it's a good watch.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that it could go one way or another, because I was thinking that when I was watching it. When you were filming it, was it all on the script, everything that was filmed, or did you like film alternative endings or alternative scenes for your characters?
It was quite a journey, actually. It wasn't originally going to be a feature. We originally was just going to be the Amy portion of Free to Bed Home. It was just going to be a little short, and then because Cam and Scott are so passionate, they like wove this story together. And so we did not know what the ending was going to be like, because we thought that was done right when we first filmed.
Yeah.
What about a musical? Maybe a horror musical could be the next movie that you guys get together and do.
That would be awesome.
That would be
amazing.
Yes, I would totally sign up for that. I would be there.
Musicals are very popular again at the moment, and I think you're both qualified. Am I right? Can you both sing?
I could sing okay. Yeah. I wouldn't call myself a professional singer, but I could, I was in the Cincinnati Children's Choir when I was younger. I could, dust off.
There you go.
And finally, let me know what you're up to next. Are you allowed to give me an exclusive or tell me what the next project is for both of you?
You go first, Miranda.
I was I had a small part in an independent feature in New York, and it's called Camp Joy. And I haven't heard anything else about it. I filmed it in, how everything takes so long in the film industry. We filmed it in May, so they're probably just about wrapping up with figuring out where they're going to distribute and everything. So that's awesome. That's the most recent thing for me.
Well, good luck. I look forward to watching that when it finally gets released.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
That's great. That's so cool. Yeah, for me right now, I just have some modeling coming up at the end of February, but I don't have anything quite booked yet for a film. But that is something I definitely want to conquer this year and get a couple things in the books.
Hayley Sunshine, that's a very theatrical name. Is it real?
It is. I promise. All real.
Show us your driver's license. No.
I know, right? I always get that. I'm like, I swear it's real.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you both. I hope that you do maybe put pen to paper, because most books and diaries from Hollywood heavyweights or people who have been in the industry, in blockbuster movies, but not a lot is getting written from independent side of things. And you've already done like 3 movies together, so you could work together on this, publish a book.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Right. I feel so inspired.
Exactly. I'm gonna go. You have a pen here. Let's go. We're starting.
I know.
You can thank me later.
Inspiration that we needed.
Thank you, Shane. Such a wonderful interview. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I want to just say thank you. It's available to watch Down Under, so I think you're going to get some new fans from Australia, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Oh, thank you so much.
We'll have to do a tour.
Yes, seriously.
Can either of you go? Can either of you surf? You can't see it, but the beach is probably about a kilometer near where I'm living.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I can't, but I'll try anything once. So as Cam and Scott will attest to.
You're right.
And with a name like Hayley Sunshine, you should be able to surf, right? Maybe not.
With all like the oceans and water that's in Cincinnati, Ohio, it's crazy that I don't know how. I'm kidding. There's no oceans in Ohio. But no, I would love to try.
No,
I hope I would be able to pull it off.
Thank you
very much. I've stopped the recording.